Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be back with you guys. It has been a while. I think, let me move up some. Okay, I think it's been a month and we are at 26 weeks today and not a whole lot has happened. So let's just jump right in. Again, I said I'm 26 weeks today. I'm sitting on my ball. I think it's a fitness ball, but I call it maternity ball, so whatever. But I'm sitting on that. Oh, and before we get started, let me first say, the lighting in here sucks. I know it does. Usually I film on a bright, sunny day, but today is just cloudy, overcast, and working with light from the room and light from the sun going in and out, so please forgive the lighting for today. And in the future, I guess, until I get that circle light thing or whatever, you know, you got to work with what you have. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So I'm sitting on the ball. It helps with the hips and just lower back pain, and so I find that it's just much easier for me to exist on this ball until this baby comes out. So that's where we are, and we will probably be here for the duration of the pregnancy. As far as symptoms go, I think morning sickness has returned for me. I am feeling queasy in the morning. This time morning sickness is just in the morning. I feel a little nauseous until around 12 in the afternoon. So I usually just have a cup of coffee in the morning, and then I don't really eat until after 12 because I made a breakfast one day and completely, like, it stayed down for like 5 seconds and then I was running to the bathroom, and I did not expect that. Usually, you know, I feel a little nauseous and I kind of can calm it back down, but this time it was no warning. Like, it was just get up and run and hope you make it to the bathroom. So that's literally what happened. So now I just eat after 12 and I'm usually okay with that. I'm not starving when I wake up anyway, so it's not like a huge stretch for me. Like I said, a cup of coffee is enough for me to make it through to 12. I had a blood pressure scare. The last time I talked to you guys was at 22 weeks. So between that time, I went to the doctor, I think at 24 weeks, and they said my blood pressure was really high. It was like 140 over 100 or something like that. And it made everyone really nervous. They were running around trying to get someone else in a different machine. And when they checked it again, it turned out it wasn't as high as they thought. And so they asked me to come back in another day. And so I did that, and I came back in a week later and my blood pressure was normal, so we're good to go. I take my blood pressure at home and it has continued to stay normal, and I think I have a secret weapon for that I will tell you guys about later on. But so yeah, blood pressure, it was the scare, but we're good now. I've had a lot of cramping and pressure. I'm reading from my notebook in case you see me looking down. Cramping and pressure. So this baby has been like really low. I mean, London was low too, but it just feels different. I feel a lot more pressure this time, and so I was so nervous because I went to use the bathroom and I could hardly sit down because the pressure was so intense and it was so painful that I got nervous, and I was like, is something happening right now? Like, my water didn't break or anything. It's way early, but like I felt so much pain that I called the doctor, and I'm like, I can't even use the bathroom. Like, I can't even sit down. Like, what is going on? So they told me to come in, and he pretty much said, I saw a male doctor this time. I normally have a female doctor, but this time it was a male, and he said that it's the pressure of a second pregnancy. So basically he said when you go through pregnancy the first time, everything is nice and taut and tight, and then they described it as a balloon. Like, when you first blow up a balloon, it's nice and tight and full, and then if you let that balloon deflate and blow it up again a second time, it's not as tight and not as strong, and so the balloon looks a little different. And so that's how he described my uterus and all of the ligaments down there. It's the second time around, and things are just not as supportive as they were the first time around, so I'm feeling more pressure and I'm feeling more pain the second time around. And they pretty much said, you know, as you go through each pregnancy, it's gonna get worse and worse. So I'm just like, it's a good thing I'm stopping here because I'm not going through this a third time and having it be worse. So anyway, they suggested a support belt. a maternity support belt, which I have. I'll show you guys that a little bit later. And so that's what I got, and it was truly a lifesaver. Like, I just wear it when I go grocery shopping, or when I know I'm going to be walking around, or if I have to like lift something like my kid, or you know, I try not to lift anything, but if I do lift something, it'll most likely be her. And if I'm doing anything that may be considered strenuous or above the norm of just existing, like, you know, like cooking dinner, if I'm on my feet a lot or whatever, then I will put that band on, and it is a lifesaver. I no longer feel that pressure, honestly. Like, that pressure and that pain is gone. So it definitely did help. I also had experienced Braxton Hicks. So I finally felt those. I didn't feel them in my first pregnancy at all, but I felt them this time. And it was interesting because I felt a little bit of pain. Not a whole lot, but just a slight ache. And I kind of looked around like, whoa, that feels oddly familiar, but just on a minor scale. And so I felt it. I felt, you know, my belly, it got kind of hard, but it wasn't consistent. It was, you know, in line with what Braxton Hicks are supposed to be. And so I just let it go. But it was interesting to feel that for the first time, because I didn't feel anything my first pregnancy. I probably did have them, but I never felt it or noticed it. So that is all as far as my symptoms go. I got some new, I don't want to say new products, but new things that I'm using for this pregnancy, this second time around. So we can go over that for any of you new moms out there who are just looking for tips and tricks, or if you're going through this the second time around and you need some help. These are the things that I used that helped me get through it. So the first thing I got was this ball, this fitness ball, which I will stand up and show you. This is the fitness ball. I'm tall, so I mean, I got a giant one because of my height, so that I'm not sitting like all the way down low to the ground. Because my first pregnancy, I did have a smaller one, and it was just not even worth the effort to get down on that thing. So, I mean, I got the huge one. I think this is, what, 75 inches or something like that. I don't know. It says it on the box. I couldn't find the box, but I found it on my phone. It's called the Ignite Stable Ball by Spree, or Spry, S-P-R-I. It's 70, this one particular one is 75 centimeters as far as size, and I got it for like $20 at Target, so it really wasn't super expensive. Trust me, it works, and this is something you definitely should consider taking to the hospital, just in case your hospital doesn't offer these maternity balls, or sometimes they run out. Sometimes there's so many patients giving birth and they just don't have enough, and you're kind of like stuck without one, and you're thinking like, I should have brought mine from home. So just to be safe, if you can, bring it with you, because you never know. But anyway, that's the first thing that I'm using now. So this one is bigger and it is much better. Make sure you get the one that is according to your height. You don't want one that's super huge and like you can't even stay stable on it, because then that becomes dangerous. And you don't want one that's too small where it's not even worth getting down that low to sit on it. So just make sure it's the right size for you. I'm tall. I'm like 5'8", 5'9", and this 75 centimeter one is perfect for my height. So if that helps you gauge, you know, what size you should get. I've also started using Pepsid for the heartburn. So I told you guys about the mustard, which worked great when I was pregnant with my daughter. And don't get me wrong, I don't discredit it. It works wonderful and it's natural, so I honestly prefer that. But this pregnancy, it just was not enough. I wasn't even eating anything spicy, you know, or acidic, and I was still having this heartburn at night, and just nothing. The mustard wasn't cutting the mustard. So I asked my doctor about it, excuse me, and they said I can use Pepsid. As long as I don't use it daily, which I don't, I just try to use it, you know, whenever I feel something. It works pretty fast, so I can take it if I feel heartburn, and within about 10 minutes or so, I'm good to go. So that's what I've been using for acid reflux. And it's like a little pill, and it comes like you take one every 12 hours, so you could only take like 2 a day. So I think that works pretty good for me. For the pain and the cramping that I was experiencing, I told you guys I got the maternity belt. So it looks like this, and it stretches. Let's see. I got this from Motherhood, the Motherhood maternity store. And just to let you guys know, I searched high and low. I searched Target, Walmart, all these other places. You can get it online, but I wanted to try it on because, and you should really try it on because you just never know as far as the sizing of it, if it's too tight, or if it just fits you just right and you need room to grow, you know what I'm saying? So you might need to just go and try it on. And the only place I could find it was Motherhood maternity store, and it's, let me see if I have the brand on here. It doesn't say the brand, but I only saw 2 different ones. They had one like this, and then they had one that also has a strap that goes over the top of your belly, which didn't even seem comfortable at all. So I went with this one, and they told me in the store that this one is the preferred band. It gives more support, it's more popular. So basically, the way this goes on is you put this around your waist. I'm holding it upside down. You put this around your waist, like so. And you want to make sure that it closes under the belly, because you want to support it up. And then you take the straps in the back. There's 2 thick straps like this. And you bring it to the sides. And that's, you know, squeezes it in according to your comfort level. And then there's some skinny straps at the top. If I can unstick it. This Velcro is like super Velcro. Oh my God. Okay. So there's these skinnier straps at the top, and you bring those. These are a little more stretchy. The thicker ones are tighter to pull, but these are more stretchy, and you just bring them close like that. And that's how you adjust the firmness of it on you. And then you go on with your day with this supporting your belly. So it feels good. It's not something I recommend you sit in for long periods of time, just because it feels like, for me at least, it feels like you're cutting off circulation or something down there. So I usually take it off once I'm sitting down. I only wear it when I'm walking around. So that is the maternity band, the support band for your belly. It works wonders, trust me. I've been trying to go without it, and I finally caved and got it, and it worked within like a day. So that sounds good to me. And I paid $30 for that at Motherhood maternity store, so it wasn't too bad. You may find it cheaper online, especially on Amazon, but the only difference is that you're not going to get to try it on. I mean, unless you try it at the store at Motherhood and then get it at Amazon, maybe that's something you want to do. But just check and make sure the brands match up, so that, you know, one brand doesn't run too small or run too big, and you don't run into those issues. So what I also did was take a warm bath. Oh my goodness. I stayed away from baths because I heard all this stuff about if you take your bath and it's too hot, you're going to overheat your baby or melt your kid or something like that. I don't know. It was just some weirdness I was hearing. So I just, in my first pregnancy, to stay safe, I stayed away from baths. But if you can take a bath, take a bath. Like, don't make it super hot, obviously. You're not getting in the hot tub. Just make it warm. Put some Epsom salt in there. And I put a little bit of essential oils like lavender, you know, the ones that are safe to use during pregnancy. And I just put in, I can't even remember the combination. I was so like in so much pain, I just needed to get in the tub. And that bath for like 30 minutes was heaven. Like immediately, as soon as I entered into that water, like all the pain and pressure I was feeling just melted away. Like, trust me, if you can, take a warm bath. If you're feeling pain or cramping or pressure down there and you just like can't take it anymore, take a warm bath, get that maternity band for the days following, and make sure you stay hydrated. Another thing that I found out, well, that I found helpful for, not for me, but for my daughter, is Baby Magic. Now, Baby Magic has a reputation of being like the hood baby lotion as far as I knew growing up, but it works wonders. It truly is magic. Like, my daughter has eczema, and I got a huge basket of baby bath products for her during my baby shower, and it was wonderful. I mean, everything you could think of. It was all Johnson and Johnson, and it was the big bottles with the pump on it, and it broke my heart that I could not use those products on her because it flared up her eczema. And so I tried that. I tried the Mistela emollient with the avocado in it. That worked. It didn't necessarily calm her eczema, but it didn't cause her to flare up. But it sucked because she didn't have that sweet baby goodness smell that I really wanted her to have. So the Mistela is like scent free. So, I mean, to maintain her healthy skin, I would use that, but I was really looking for something that at least smelled good and kept her skin smooth. And the only thing that worked was Baby Magic, still to this day, because she had an eczema flare up maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I said, you know what? Why am I pushing this? Let me go back to good old faithful Baby Magic, and it worked wonders. The original baby scent, the pink bottle. I see that they have all these other flavors that I haven't even tried yet. I'm going to give them a shot just to see, you know, if it's just the original scent or what works. But Baby Magic is the way to go. And depending on where you live, it may be hard to find. I used to find it when I was in New York. I found like the whole line of Baby Magic was in Toys R Us, but that we know that's gone. I really miss Toys R Us. Like, there's no other toy store like it. Like, I go in Target now. Sorry, this is a sidebar. But there's no other place now to shop for toys like Toys R Us. I go to Walmart. They have a few aisles. I go to Target. They have a few aisles. Every place you go has a few aisles of the same old, basic, boring, corny toys that these kids love. And I'm like, Toys R Us had everything. Why? Why would you not want to shop at Toys R Us? Like, everything you could think of was there. Whatever. So anyway, Toys R Us had all of the Baby Magic line. I can find it sometimes in Target. I don't even see it in Walmart. So you might have to order it offline. Like I said, depending on where you live, it's usually, growing up, it was considered the hood baby lotion, but like I said, it smells good and it works great for my daughter at least. So I would recommend, if your child has eczema and it's not expensive, to at least give Baby Magic a shot, and it can't hurt. For the blood pressure, what I found out is that oftentimes when doctors tell you your blood pressure is high, they're concerned about your salt level being too high. It could be that your potassium levels are low. And so what I did for me, and I tested it out, I ate something high in potassium like a banana, or usually what I eat is avocado. And so when my blood pressure was high at the doctor's office, I went home and I had avocado and my blood pressure went down. So for me, what I noticed is that avocado and laying on your left side, they always tell you, you know, if your blood pressure is high, especially if you're pregnant, lay on your left side and then take your blood pressure again and see what happens. But for me, it was a matter of potassium, at least so far. You know, with pregnancy, you never know, things develop and things change, but I tested it and I took my blood pressure at home and it was one level, and then I ate some avocado and about 30 minutes later I took it and the levels were perfect. So it's worth looking into if you're having a blood pressure issue, to try to increase your potassium and see if that makes a difference in your blood pressure during your pregnancy and just through everyday life. My blood pressure has been perfect ever since then because I incorporate at least a banana or an avocado somewhere in the meal, if not every day, every other day. And I've been good to go with that. So I just wanted to let you guys know that in case you're struggling with that also. So I'm also giving my daughter, this is a work in progress, and let me know if you guys have any other ideas, because I will gladly try. I think I mentioned this before. She's a very picky eater. at dinner time. She loves her breakfast, she loves her lunch, she eats, you know, grits, bacon, eggs, waffles, pancakes, toast, um, all the breakfast pretty much. And for lunch, she kind of sticks to peanut butter and jelly or grilled cheese or pizza, you know. And I used to give her crackers and cream cheese, but that was completely messing up. That was causing an eczema flare up, and that was causing her poop was like something out of this world. So crackers and the cream cheese was the problem. That's out. But she did love that. She would tear that up. So it's dinner that she does not like. I mean, anything savory, I think she just is not a fan of it. And so she's like my mom and my sister in that sense. They're not dinner people. They will prepare a whole meal for the family and then go and eat a bowl of cereal for dinner. Like that's just, dinner is not their thing. They love breakfast though. Like for breakfast, it's got to be a whole spread. And we grew up cooking a whole spread for breakfast because my mom likes it, and so she did it. We learned how to do it, and so now at my house, I mean, it's a spread for breakfast most of the time. I'm not a huge fan, but at least on the weekends, it's a spread for breakfast. So for her, she's just following in their footsteps, and I had to ask my sister, you know, like, how was it growing up? Like, because she was picky when she was a kid too, and she was like, honestly, she did not go to bed hungry. Because that's my fear, is that she goes to bed hungry and like I'm starving her because she doesn't want to eat dinner. And she says she doesn't ever remember feeling hungry. She just remembers feeling like, I'm not eating this dinner, I don't want it. And she said, in fact, when she did get older and start feeling hungry, that's when she started eating. So she was like, she just gave me some encouragement and was like, don't worry about it. If she's hungry, she will let you know that she's hungry. And that is true. My daughter does. She will come and pull and scratch and grab my attention until I get her something to eat. And at dinner time, she could care less about food. So I was giving her oatmeal for dinner because I just wanted something in her stomach. But now I'm trying smoothies. So I try to put some oats, some vegetables in there definitely because she's not getting them. Some fruit for flavor and milk, but I'm thinking about putting Pediasure in there because it tastes good, and they, you know, she's had Pediasure before, and I know she likes it, but just for the flavor, to like hide the vegetables and nutrients in there that she needs, I'm thinking about mixing a little Pediasure in there. I haven't tried it yet, but I will keep you guys posted and let you know how that goes. But I'm going to try smoothies because she likes anything sweet. She doesn't like tart things. If it's too tangy, she's like, she won't eat it. So it has to be more on the sweet side for her. So I will try and give her that for dinner and let you guys know how that goes. If you have any suggestions on what I can give this girl for dinner just so that she's not going to bed on a complete empty stomach, let me know. I mean, aside from milk and putting like the cereal in her milk like she's a complete infant, you know, I really don't want to go back to that, but I'm thinking I might have to just so that she can have something. I don't know. But we are done for today. That is my 26-week pregnancy update. Well, I guess 22 to 26 weeks. That's pretty much all that's been going on, and I'm going to show you guys my belly. This is my belly from the front, from the side, from the other side, and yeah. Yeah, so that is my 26 weeks, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.